Grand evening. Hi, my name is Leonard Munson, the Psychic Astrologer. My website is readings by leonardtmunson.net. The weekly overview, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Excuse me. From May the 29th to June the 5th, 2025. This is collective reading, so excuse me, take what you need and leave the rest. Let's talk about your career and employment. Cancer, your solar sun is in the 12th house. The 12th house is Pisces. Pisces is a combination of all the astrological signs combined into one. It's the ending of the zodiac, where Aries is the beginning. This is the time to release, closure, letting go. Anything that no longer serves you. It's also the 12th house of hidden enemies. Okay, its ruling planet is Neptune. Neptune is in Aries. So there are some decisions that some of you Pisceans have to make. Some of you Cancers have to make connected with your career and employment. Now, some of you will get a raise. Some of you are going to get a promotion. Some of you going back to school that's going to enhance your skills, Cancer. Some of you are going to retire. Some of you are going to open up your own business. But there had to be action. In the past, there was a lot of illusion, fantasies, hate of the clouds, rose-colored glasses, fear, deception, lies. That's all gone. You got to look at the situation. If your career is not where you want it to be, you got to make the choices and the decision to move it forward, to stay where you're at, and make no changes. The sun in Gemini deals with all forms of technology, communication, transportation, siblings, short distance traveling, publishing, writing, speaking. It also has something to do with investigation, research, advertisement, secondary education, and anything mechanical. The moon is in Cancer. So Cancer, you cannot let your emotions hold you back from moving forward if you want changes in your career and employment. With Venus in Aries, and Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus, it represents you got to make action and changes now in your career and employment. No putting off anymore. With Mercury in Gemini, again, it deals with all forms of transportation, mechanical things, technology. So some of you directly or indirectly are moving into a new direction with a new technology in those. Your energy, Mars, is bigger for it to drive the passion and energy. And some of these changes in career employment has to do with children, self-expression, matters of the heart, self, leadership, morals, arts, entertainment, and judges. Opportunity for expansion and growth, abundance, blessings, karma, wealth, and the truth will come into being. But you got to pick the right one that's going to have the longevity. With Saturn down in Aries, that old foundation that you were on about your career and employment is being wiped out. You're building on the new foundation. But there's no delays. You got to take action. But you got to plan ahead and build a foundation to put something on. Okay, Neptune and Uranus and Aries. You got to speak your truth. If you want changes, you got to speak up for the changes you want. And you got to do the work. Pluto and Aquarius, when a planet is retrograde and is moving backwards, review when it's going direct, where you're making correction. So this has been turning inside of you about a change in your career and employment, and it's time for action. Liveth in Scorpio, it's time for death and resurrection and rising from the ashes and a transformation in career and employment. Chiron in Aries, stop being the victim and scarcity mindset. Be the survivor, an abundant mindset, Cancer. Scorpio, your solar sun is in the 8th house, which is your house. the house of abundance, prosperity, infinity, strength, success, intimacy, share resources, death, and resurrection, rising from the ashes and transformation and change. The eighth house had two ruling planets, Mars, which is in Leo. So some of this new change in career could have something to do with children, self-expression, self, arts, entertainment, judges, and matters of the heart. Well, the sun in Gemini, Scorpio, anything to do with technology, and Mercury in Gemini, technology, any form of communication, transportation, siblings, short distance traveling, brothers and sisters, public speaking, writing, publishing, or anything to do with mechanical things, advertisement, in that area, okay? Venus in Aries, work. It's time for action. Mars in Leo, something connected with children, this career change. Jupiter in Gemini, new opportunities for career changes. Saturn in Aries, the whole foundation of work and employment is out, so it needs to be action. Uranus in Taurus, change because you're tired of the chaos and upheaval. You want freedom and independence. Neptune in Aries, illusion, fantasy, head in the clouds, rose-colored glasses. Okay, brain fog. There needs to be action now. Pluto in Aquarius retrograding. When a planet's retrograding, it's moving backwards, reviewing when it's going direct. So these changes have been bothering you. It's time for changes. It's going to happen all of a sudden. North Node in Pisces are the lessons you need to learn in this lifetime about work and employment. Living in Scorpio, ending of that emotional attachment of fear of moving forward. Chiron in Aries, stop being the victim and the scarcity, be the survivor and abundance and manifesting. Okay, the final sign is Pisces. Pisces, your solar sign is in the fourth house, which is Cancer, the house of foundation, roots, home security, family, and women issues in your life. And its ruling planet is the moon, bringing things to a head, an ending, the releasing, things been hidden coming to the surface. Well, the sun in Gemini, it deals with all forms of and Mercury in Gemini, transportation, communication, technology, Pisces, anything to do with siblings, short distance traveling, anything to do with mechanical things, writing, publishing, speaking, advertising, secondary education, research and development. Moon in Cancer. So the Moon in Cancer, this is going to benefit you in many ways because trusting your intuition of the change you're going to make in career and employment, going back to school, open up your own business, and retiring. Venus in Aries, it's time for action. If you want changes, it's time for these actions to happen. Mars in Leo, energy. Okay, you got to put your energy into something that you want it to grow. That may have something to do with children, matters of the heart, leadership, morals, principles, self, arts, entertainment, and judges. Opportunity for expansion and growth, Pisces, will come into being. Abundance, blessing, wealth, karma, and the truth. Saturn in Aries, that old foundation about employment and career has been wiped out, and you need to build a new foundation, so it needs to be action. Uranus and Taurus, speak your truth, what you don't want in your career that's bringing you a lot of chaos and upheaval. You want out that will bring you freedom and independence. Neptune in Aries, it's time for action. The illusion, the fantasy, head in the clouds, rose-colored glasses. Rose-colored glasses. This is the ending to that. Okay, it's need action. Pluto in Aquarius, when a planet is retrograding, it's moving backwards, reviewing when it's going direct, making correction. These are things that you've been wanting to make, so now is the time to make it. The North Node in Pisces, it's time for you to recognize the lessons you need to learn in this lifetime about employment and career. All right, and living in Scorpio, not letting your emotions overrule you. Then bring death to a situation that's going to help you. Okay? Chiron in Aries, stop being the victim and the wounded warrior. Be, and the scarcity mindset. Be a survivor, an abundant mindset and career.